Hello, everybody, and welcome to Very Real Tournament, the comedy battlecast that pits two very real characters against each other in a very real fight. This week, we got The Thing versus It. I'm Nick Potter.
I'm Joey Potter.
I'm Zach Kerr.
I'm Butler.
And it's about to get very real. Alright, you guys. I have you all tied up on the couch right now. Don't worry.
Oh,
My flamethrower isn't going to go off unless one of you turns out to be the fucking thing. Because I don't
Please.
trust anybody now.
I didn't do anything.
And also, one of you is a big scary clown. So I will keep you tied up, Zachary. Because I wish you wouldn't have dressed up as a clown for this episode.
I'm sorry, I had jobs beforehand.
But you also might be a thing clown.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do this podcast like this because I can't trust anybody. Everyone I've met in the last couple days, I've just tied them to a couch and tested their blood with a hot copper wire.
Give me your blood, let me heat it. I want to heat your blood up.
Yeah, so we're just going to do it like that, if you guys don't mind. Because I know I am human.
I don't know. I'm going to be real here.
I'm Dancer.
Dancer?
Fuck. That was a sweet Killers reference. You know what, Joey? We're gonna test your blood first. Because my brother wouldn't have made that joke. So I think you're a thing.
All right. Well, I have a little story I want to bring to the table.
All right.
It pertains to It's the only time I could really tell this story. So when I went to college, I went to a trade film school. So it was a lot of like hands-on.
Noise.
And it was the saddest place in America.
Guys, it was the most depressing place ever. I've been there.
An abandoned mining town that had a film school in it because they got the land cheap, I presume. And like this town had, it was like 20 blocks. Mm-hmm. It had a nice part and a ghetto, like all like in that 20 blocks. Like it was just.
Yeah, all of a sudden you would just go through a stop sign and all the houses were like boarded up and shit.
Yeah.
Also,
Wow.
I never saw the sun personally when I was there. Joey, how often do you think you saw the sun in Monessen, Pennsylvania?
I mean, I was there pretty much a year round, year and a half.
So it's
but
pretty-
there was a month where I didn't see the sun.
Right.
So it's like on lease. Sun's
yeah.
on lease.
It was like 30 Days of Night. It was also a vampire town.
Kinda. And what's funny enough is
Josh
this
Brolin.
story takes place in that like month of sun.
Sorry, it was Josh Hartnett and Zach.
Yes!
I gotta
Oh, wrong.
What'd he
Wrong
say?
Josh.
Okay.
I said Brolin. It was hard.
Josh
Yeah.
Brolin, that movie'd be way
No,
better.
it's definitely not Josh Brolin. Anyway.
So like I said, it was a very small school. My class was literally a classroom. It was like 30 kids of, varying ages of like, 20 to 30. And man, we were all really sad. We were all so sad by the end of it because it was just the most depressing place.
In an abandoned mining town?
Oh,
no
yeah.
way.
It had like one gas station,
No, it had one on each end.
one restaurant,
I had to drive 30 minutes to a Taco Bell. All right.
Whoa!
and he would do that,
That is
like for
bananas.
fun.
Yeah, that was a fun night. But no, so while I was there, I roomed with someone that I knew from here, and I'll leave his name out of this because during this phase, this person got heavy into the marijuana.
Sure.
And while he was in this phase, he also read a lot of Stephen King. Mm-hmm. He got
As
really into
one
the Dark
does.
Tower series. He read It. And so he got real kind of weird. Most of all, because the Man in Black from the Dark Tower series looks dead up like my director at that school. So that
Idris
really
Elba?
freaked him out. Also, we knew someone that went there before us, and he had told us like stories about how the school was haunted.
Good. Good.
His school was also in an old castle.
Pretty much.
There's paintings with like eye sockets cut out all over the
Very
place.
Scooby-Doo.
God.
So we stayed away from these stories. Anybody that wanted to tell us, we were like, no, we had 24-hour access to the school, so we could be there at 3 a.m. We heard a certain part of the school, you don't go there at 3 a.m. But then one night, all the stories came out. All of them. Even our director told us one where he heard like a ghost dog like running down the hall, like nails on concrete floor. And it's like, this man does not want us to stay out of the school. You know what I mean?
Doesn't sound like
It wasn't like he had a flashlight under his face being like, woo. No, he wanted us in that school working. There was no reason for him to tell us a story like this to deter us from going.
He's just telling you facts.
Yeah. So all this comes out. We're all super freaked out. Mm-hmm. We don't want to be at the school. We don't want to go home. Jerry's convinced that it has come to the town and fucking there's just a dark cloud over town. And so we dropped one of our friends off. We assumed he was dead. Mm-hmm. We got so scared, we left the state. On a fucking school night, we all, 3 of us hopped in the car and drove. This was in Pennsylvania. We drove to Ohio.
Which is much better.
There was no fucking abandoned mining towns in Ohio.
What kind of drive time are we talking?
About an hour and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, we drove to a gas station called Sheetz.
Which is the best gas station ever.
Yeah, it is.
Like ghosts?
Like
no,
yeah.
it's spelled with it's SHEETZ.
Yeah.
Sheetz.
So you know it's popping there.
It's got that Z.
And we did not return back to fucking Monessen, Pennsylvania until the sun came up.
Yeah.
We sat at a gas station until about 6:30 in the morning and watched the sunrise as we drove back to my sad, sad town.
Did you stay there that night?
What?
Did you stay in Pennsylvania that night?
We waited till morning.
Right. The following night.
We had calmed down a little bit. Not every night. We didn't drive back and forth. But
yeah, they were getting tired of him with the sheets.
But Jerry had told me so much about it and how it had control over the town, and he was just convinced in that moment. We were probably all going a little stir crazy from being in a sad town for a year and a half.
Right.
But man, I'll never forget that night.
Yeah,
well,
that sounds spooky.
All right. Well, next time I ask you before the show if a story's funny or not, will you not lie to me?
I'm sorry. I tried to speed it up while giving it back.
I'm not saying it was boring. It was just kind of sad and a little spooky. But I guess that's what we're doing this week, guys. We're doing a little sad and a little spooky.
Yeah.
With The Thing and It. Of course. On this week on Team Thing Team, is myself and my good friend over there, Zachary.
What?
And then, of course, defending Pennywise the Clown, It, is Joey.
Yeah.
And Butler.
That's me.
So, guys, let's get spooked. Let's get spookified. Do you guys want to hit us with some It facts? I mean, these are both sort of vaguely defined alien creatures. But go ahead and lay it on us.
Well, fact number 1 is Butler is terrible at horror movies.
Yeah.
Doesn't watch them.
Yeah, but you were a brave boy.
But for the podcast, he did.
Yeah.
And
He
as
watched
far
all
as
of them.
spooked goes, the new It got me spooked. Okay. But fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I can say that.
Also, myself, it was one of watching the 1990 miniseries, horrified me as a child. Scarred me as a child.
Sure.
Straight up.
Tim Curry was spooked.
Yeah. Fucking popping up out of the shower drain, even though it looked like garbage.
Yeah, it's that claymation.
Yeah. When I was fucking, 8,
Right.
that still horrified the shit out of me that this thing could just appear wherever, how normal the circumstances were.
Right. I'm glad that our our parents weren't helicopter parents, but they really should have paid more attention, man. Me and Joey they let us watch The Sixth Sense. Like, who's Joey? My brother Joey
God.
didn't
I
go
still
into
haven't
our
watched that
bedroom by him. We shared a room, and he would not go in there by himself. For
That movie
days,
fucked me
maybe
up.
weeks.
I tried to watch it when I was like 16.
Yeah, some
and I
immersion
watched
therapy.
it through covered eyes still.
Yeah.
And
My parents for some reason were just like, "No, it's fine if you watch horror movies with us as long as we're with you." Like it wouldn't scar me if my parents were sitting next. That's not how that works. Right. It's still terrifying.
Let's plan on being better parents because I also somehow watched.
Let's make a pact right now. Shake hands.
Blood pact?
Well, I have to come over to the couch and cut all your hands so we can do a blood pact. So hold on one sec. We'll do that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right, guys. Tell me about it.
So I watched these movies recently before we had come up with this topic. Mm-hmm. And so I knew a good bit. I rewatched the 2017 one with Butler. And then I started doing some reading about it, the creature, because it doesn't delve into that in the movies. And what's funny is when most people talk about it, about 75% of them start with, I haven't read the book.
Right.
Because nobody wants to fucking read 1,100 pages that'll just like haunt you.
Right.
So I started to do some reading. It apparently is a interdimensional being.
Oh yeah.
So it's not even alien. It's interdimensional.
He resides in a void that surrounds the known universe. Mm-hmm. And then he came down to Earth. He crash landed in Derry. I'm not sure how long ago. It's like...
It was in the...
It's like beginning of time long ago.
Well, I feel like in the story, it didn't start like making sense until America was colonized, basically.
Yeah, because that's here. It just says for millions of years it dwelt underground.
Right.
Yeah.
But history was kept track of once.
History was kept track of.
Right.
That was a sweet sentence you just said.
You know what I'm saying, though? Like, there was no known history before. You know,
but yeah, he is a shapeshifter. Mm-hmm. He has telekinesis, and mostly he feeds off fear. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He doesn't need to eat children, but he targets children because they're the easiest to spook.
Right.
And that, according to him, kind of is like salting the meat.
Okay. Okay, so when they grow up, he can just...
No, even just like getting their like terror up in the moment.
So, I guess how long do you have to spook something before it tastes good?
Right.
I don't know, man.
Like, that's what those movies...
Well, like, I know...
One, I don't scare people, and I don't eat people. So.
Well, okay, I'm just saying, like, I salt a steak 30 minutes before I put it on the grill. Like, how... You gotta spook a kid this many hours before you...
Your guess is
devour
as good as ours.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to make a guess? As long as
I would say, me personally, I would want that kid spooked for, I don't know, 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah,
I'm thinking like a whiskey. You know, you
want some years on that? Yeah. No, I totally understand. Well,
so then it's just dried sad jerky.
I was thinking a general spook was probably like a good 30 seconds. Like,
no, that's just...
How do you spook
it's like
somebody?
One hit with the tenderizer.
But how do you spook somebody continuously for years?
Did you watch the movies?
Yeah.
I don't know. We probably...
it did a pretty good job of spooking them continuously for years.
But honestly, we probably should have deferred to Monsters, Inc. if you were going to bring up this topic of like a consistent spook meter.
Right.
Yeah.
To know
how many tanks does Pennywise need to fill up?
Yeah, does he have a spookifier meter on him that he can plug into the kids and be like, oh, this is spooked ready?
Do you think he works for Monsters, Inc.? In Derry?
I think they were like, you're a bit much. Our monsters have like multiple eyes and tentacles, but you are next level.
They just stay away from
Could
Derry.
he be the founder of Monsters, Inc.?
No, I think he got rejected. I think Nick's right.
Well, you know, things change over
and
time.
They just stay the fuck away from Derry. But
sure.
Also, other things that he has. He has the kind of telepathy, he can read your mind, so he knows what you fear the most.
Right.
Which leads into his next power of illusions. Mm-hmm. So he can project
card tricks.
Not only can he shapeshift,
David Blaine.
Not only can he like turn into the thing you most fear, he can project other things as well.
Sure.
So, then there... I'm sorry, I just read something. He also has teleportation.
Oh.
Oh, of course.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and end the episode then.
Now
All right,
least-
well, see you guys later. It was a good episode.
I hate when we all of a sudden realize that one of the people we picked has teleportation.
I guess teleportation wins.
That happens like 30% of the time, I think.
It's not it.
It's
not it that
90% of
wins.
the
It's
time.
just teleportation.
But yeah, basically, it is like a weird space telepath magician.
All right, yeah, I think
that has many forms. The form he's most commonly known as is Pennywise the Clown.
Right.
That's his kind of favorite thing. Also, apparently his name's like Robert Gray.
Oh, yeah, in the book.
There's like weird space alien, like trans-dimensional being.
Robert Gray.
Bob Gray.
Well,
Hey, Bob
Little
Gray,
Bob
nice to
Gray.
scare you.
Hello, Bobby Gray.
I mean, if we're gonna be real here, that's the most alien sounding name I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people...
Robert.
I think a lot of people... If you add a middle name to that, he's a serial killer.
Yeah. Robert Gray.
Like, if you're like...
Bob Steve Gray.
We're like, yeah, Robert Stephen Gray, that's a fucking serial killer.
Yeah, that's a man that I would not let around my shit right
Yeah, he probably has thick framed glasses.
Oh, God.
And his hairline's receding.
Combed hair, yeah.
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 So, all right.
right.
So that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it.
Oh.
I knew. We're probably only going to do that 40 more times during this episode.
What's the next thing we were going to talk about?
a thing.
Shut
Very
up.
good. Zach's going to walk out, but he can't because he's still tied to the couch, and I still have his
Yes.
flamethrower on. Zach, because you have to, you don't have anywhere to go, and I've turned on all the mics. Why don't you tell us about The Thing?
All right. To preface, The Thing is one of my favorite movies.
Oh, man, I love this movie so much.
I love it. I watch it at least twice a year.
Yeah.
It is fantastic to me. It was poorly reviewed when it first came out. I don't understand it, but whatever. Basically, The Thing is a hive mind. It's a single organism that can somehow spread itself and duplicate everything it touches. So,
And it's a space alien.
well, yeah, and it's a space alien who has no like definite origin. It's just
Right.
It showed up and it could have stolen this shit.
You mean it's not part of the Stephen King macroverse?
Yeah, it's part of the John Carpenter verse.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So it's not as big.
Oh,
but
dude,
it's there.
what if The Thing came from The Ghost of Mars?
Well, the
Ice
Thing
Cube?
Yes.
goes to Mars,
Was that LL
and
Cool
it
J?
actually causes Escape from New York.
Whoa.
Kurt Russell from The Thing is the same character.
Oh, so they were calling him McCready, but they meant Snake Plissken.
Yeah, and then
And they're
actually
like, how'd
after
you get
that,
your eye back?
After that, Escape from no, Big Trouble in Little China.
Right.
That's
there you go.
all the same.
Okay,
character.
so he escaped from New York to Antarctica.
No,
No,
he escaped from Antarctica to New
New
York.
York.
And then escaped from
Then
there
escaped
again.
from there to Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
He also
then
escaped
escaped
from that.
there to L.A.
Yes.
Then escaped. Man, he's real good at
The
escaping.
escape.
Well, he escaped back in time to the Hateful Eight.
Whoa.
So he's a time traveler.
The escape
Good thing
way.
we're not against him.
Yeah.
We're just against
So yeah,
the thing.
thankfully they don't have to deal with Kurt Russell because woo.
Yeah, he's not afraid of anything.
Pretty much Doctor Who.
No, but basically the thing is it's an unspeakable Lovecraftian horror that can copy and devour anything it comes into contact with.
Dude, that kind of sounds like it.
Yeah, we're doing Shapeshifter versus Shapeshifter this week.
Look, it's close to The Thing.
Yeah.
This is so hard to speak about.
It is The Thing?
It-
Sorry, lots of nouns and
yeah,
pronouns
there's
are going to be...
yeah, it's very vague.
If you guys want to open this up, I found more movies that just have nouns as their name. We could bring in they,
Okay.
and we can bring in them.
Whoa.
So we got it, The Thing, them, and they.
They.
Just all going at each other.
What about
Yeah.
he?
Is that a movie?
Is that a movie?
I don't know. I'm asking you. You brought in the pronoun
Oh,
game.
I
What
looked.
about
looked.
she?
I looked at we. I looked at us as well.
What about
I did-
her?
Like,
is that
we-
one?
Her is a movie. but
Well,
it's not
Her
a-
is a movie, and it's kind of terrifying if you want to be in a world where Joaquin Phoenix is.
We
Like,
are, and it's terrifying every day.
so we got we got he, we got she, we got Wumbo.
Wumbo.
I Wumbo, you Wumbo.
Wumbo.
I do SpongeBob references.
Wumboing.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm sort of, so I think what we figured out is that in order for this fight to work, the Thing will have to get to Derry, Maine in order to battle it.
And really, it just makes sense thematically.
It makes sense?
Oh my
Fuck. I'll
Cut it out! No, so some dogs run away in the Thing.
And then they run to Derry, Maine.
Basically, they run to another... They're little puppers. They can survive
Well, Joey, in the movie, the Thing...
He's trying to get
I know.
He waits for... The Thing wants to wait for the rescue team to come in the spring.
And it takes place in 1982.
So we're assuming it takes the Thing 4 years to get to Derry, Maine, when it is released upon the world yet again.
Bites off Georgie's arm.
Right. We
horrifyingly.
we did our research and we found the connecting thread. We got it there. Everyone believes it now. This is, of course, called Very Real Tournament, and we've made it very real.
Right. It's canon now. It's fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
this is how it happens.
Yeah, I think that they would run into each other for this battle because maybe the Thing has assimilated a child.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
And it wants to feed off its fear.
Yeah.
And there we go.
He hungry.
Yeah, he...
Right.
He real hungry.
That was a Too Fast, Too Furious reference.
Yeah, thanks,
if you guys
Tyrese.
were wondering.
No, so I think the biggest thing that the Thing needs to overcome with it is fear. And
Right,
what is the Thing afraid of?
Right, we're going to take this time to do a psychological deep dive into a vague monster with no face or words or anything. So, what I can tell you guys, what you have on your side, Joey and Butler, is that the Thing at least should be, I don't know if it is, should be very afraid of fire.
Yeah.
Because that's
Right.
the only thing they use against the Thing in the movies.
And two, if you go deeper than just fire, what it's afraid of is just death.
Right,
in and of itself, it's not going to be afraid of anything that wouldn't kill it. And to pull an example from the latest It movie, an abusive father, some mean kids from school. That's not going to do anything to the Thing. He's going to be like,
here's the real...
I don't understand that. I'm a hive mind. Let me eat you.
Here's the real arch nemesis of it. It's a turtle.
Yeah, it's like the turtle of
The
time,
world
whatever.
turtle, yeah.
I was telling you guys about this earlier.
Yeah.
You got to do the what is it, the dance of Chud or something like that?
Yeah. But yeah, so we have this like these like two gods basically. We have the god of god of creation, the turtle, and then we have the god of consumption, which is it.
Oh, okay, so they're a bit like Jesus and Judas then, or no? Sorry, Judas and a vampire. I don't know. Can we shut this, please?
No, Judas was a vampire in some movie.
I don't know how
I think
to
Jesus is a vampire. I think
equate,
that's
like,
one of those conspiracies out there.
interdimensional celestial beings other than a god.
Right.
But can the Thing assimilate a turtle and then make that turtle real big?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say yes.
No, yeah, and it's basically the Thing. The Thing has control. Like, what it has to do
Okay.
is it just hangs out with something, assimilates it. At first, it eats it, and then it poops another one out.
Okay. Yeah, I was kind of unsure on how the Thing kind of...
Yeah, he doesn't necessarily poop it out. But
No,
like,
I
he makes a
understand
new.
that.
Yeah, he like consumes it and then it assumes its form, turns into that.
Yeah,
and then he's
the way it's displayed
Could
in
be
the
a
movie.
she. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the it.
That's nothing.
The it thing. Ooh.
That's not a thing.
Is it not?
Oh,
it's
too much. God, let's just fucking get out of here.
I'm done. So the Thing, basically, it can devour a cell, and then it becomes that cell.
Yeah.
And then as that cell, it goes to another cell, devours that, and then becomes two cells. So they're both them. And then, so they do the same. So there's always a devouring. Like, they're eating.
But
That
like-
was the first title for the movie, The Devourer.
The devouring.
Can there be like
1951.
two things just like
Yes.
standing? So
Yes.
The Thing
and they can
actually
be
is-
identical.
it's kind of like an infection almost. Like It's more than that. There's
To a degree,
assimilation aspect, but
it's an assimilation.
I'm the
hive mind
thing.
infection.
and then I thing you, and
Yeah.
then we're the thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, in this movie there are multiple.
but at
and
the
it-
same time, you also have all the memories, interactions, and everything of what you have.
Yeah, pretty standard
So-
assimilation, idiot. No.
So there's a good probability that the thing that's on Earth came from a planet that's completely things.
Oh man, that's a deep one.
Like everything there is just the thing.
Everything is the thing.
Everything is the thing, yeah.
Yeah, and we assume it goes to other planets
Well,
and things them all.
I would say a good way to look at it is as an infection. There's a guy in the movie who is never explicitly like stabbed by the thing. He never comes in contact with the thing, quote unquote, this unspeakable horror. But because it can assimilate by cell to cell, this dude gets infected and he's super helpful. He moves the plot along. Mm-hmm. He tries to help people, and then once he gets assimilated, he goes under cardiac arrest because you can't keep a heart beating when you're replacing all of its cells.
Right.
So you can't stay alive while it's doing it.
Oh,
to
is that the dude that his tummy opens?
Yeah,
Yes.
it does.
God, what a horrifying fucking scene.
one of the greatest scenes in film, in my opinion. So he is slowly assimilated, bit by bit, like cell by cell. So that's the level that the thing can work. He can sneeze. The thing can sneeze. Something
himself.
can pick that up from like, I don't know, 20 feet away. And they'll be the thing eventually.
Okay,
So-
Kid and the Thing fart on somebody and thing them.
Good,
Man.
guys. This is a comedy podcast. Let's get back to the farts.
Okay, so looking at farts, if farts have that, like,
Because they're-
humanoid, if
Because
a
there
part
are
of-
like poop molecules in farts. You know,
Yeah,
it's just like
absolutely.
a lot of tiny. You might not get this because
DNA.
you don't smell, so you don't
Thank you.
feel the fart hitting you and like getting inside of you.
Well, yeah, I think that's how the thing gets a lot of them, is he farts on them.
farts
If I'm recalling from the movie,
well,
there's just a
and
lot
two,
of farting going on.
They did some calculations in the thing, and it was for the thing to infect the entire planet was 3 years. It was 27,000 hours.
Thanks for doing that math.
Wow.
It evened out to about 3 years, a
Right.
little bit over.
Right.
Nerd.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that math when I was
No,
watching the
yeah,
movie.
I figured. And so that's really fast when you think about it, because then you have to calculate, all the distance between countries, and then you got
Sure.
a pandemic situation where countries are closing borders, but it doesn't matter because anybody can see.
Because the thing's just farting.
farts are everywhere.
But
Yeah.
here's my question. Can the thing assimilate dairy mane?
Yes, and it will.
I
don't know.
See,
All
here's
right,
the thing.
credits.
Credits roll. Here's the thing. Well, I feel like I'm coming.
Oh, you're showing me a picture of the thing right now. Thanks, man.
Here, like, do you see him?
Yeah, I do.
Like, I'm glad you can see it. It's never shown in any of the movies, but this is what the thing looks like.
Thank you.
Appreciate.
He's showing me a picture of the thing from Fantastic Four. Can we just do the thing versus the thing?
Well, it's really
Damn it,
weird,
we
but
messed
like
up.
this picture of the thing that I have, it looks a lot like if Terry Crews was Tom Cruise. I don't know. It's really out there. Like, really fucking with my head. But it works. Fuck.
Yeah, sorry. We should have just done the thing versus the thing and it versus it follows, probably, right?
Yeah.
You guys just want to scrap this, start over?
But no, so I noticed something in the new It movie is that not only is, it spooking some kids,
Sure.
hanging out, spooking some kids,
Yeah. Finger guns in the
yeah,
air.
finger gunning, with some balloons.
He did do that a lot.
Squirting blood on people.
that
He
too.
has kind of a control over the whole town.
Right.
The parents in that town either refuse or can't see it.
Yeah.
There's TV programming in the background a lot of the times that are
For
just
kids.
for kids that are hey, clowns are great. You should hang out with clowns. Clowns are the best.
Yeah, and it's like, come float with us.
Yeah. and so like there's like a weird air over Derry, Maine that it just kind of has like total control over. So, if the thing's coming in, trying to assimilate, is his hive mind stronger than its kind of like control over
Psychological control over the town.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't necessarily, I was going to come to a point like this too when I made the can he do it in Derry, Maine. I think that it has a control over the people where he doesn't necessarily have to send them in against the thing as like his little army, but he could just keep them away. He could just make them stay away from the thing, just constantly evading. I think he would have the power to do that.
That's a good point because obviously he can read minds. Not everyone's mind all at once forever, but I'm sure he would notice if he was reading a thing's mind.
Oh, yeah.
Then just like deep diving and where it's just like, what am I even looking at?
And it's just
I
like
don't know.
farts and...
And it's just a lot of farts.
We don't know that though. I'm thinking that the thing can get in there and assimilate some of these townspeople before it knows what's going on.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not saying there's just like he's going to form a weird telepathic it bubble around Maine and be like, flipping off the thing from in the middle of town.
I'm thinking more like a clique.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna have his clique, and then the thing's gonna have his clique, and they're gonna stay apart.
The eternally battling town of it versus thing.
Yeah. But
I'm
like,
actually thinking that
set up like West Side Story.
maybe that we should just get down to the nitty gritty of it, and this fight is just between two like pulsing, flipping around monsters like right next to each other, because that's all that it turns out to be, and then they're just like two gross monsters, like
Just like everyone is around it, and it's just like, let's just leave this alone.
This is gross.
This is really disgusting.
And they're not really doing anything.
Yeah, because it's in the movies it portrays like his true form is some weird, and I say he, not really an assigned gender.
Sure.
No, it's
We'll just refer
what's
to it
But
as
it's like
it
a
then.
giant spider
Crustacean
thing.
with a light
But
chest.
that's just what the human mind can comprehend, man. He's like transcending human minds, man.
I think Stephen King was on cocaine when he wrote.
Oh
that.
yeah, probably, or just drunk as fuck.
One of the two. That's what he loved.
I've also heard him described as just like a orange ooze of deadlights.
Yeah.
Deadlights are his main attack, where he just
Besides his mouth full of teeth that are
but
sharp.
inside his mouth full of
Yeah.
teeth are the deadlights.
Right. Which I feel like they play that down a little more in the 2017 version, and they push it a little, maybe too much in the 1990 version. There's just lights going all over the
Yeah,
place.
and everybody's
'cause
just like, whoa.
that's the effects they had then.
So yeah, on the street you have an orange blob of light, and then you have
This,
like a
like,
two-headed man thing
wiggly
with
mass
like wiggling
of like
mass.
tentacles and
Yeah.
and
dog
tubes
faces
and
So who wins in a fashion contest?
like, look. Here's what I'm saying.
Let's go down that road.
The thing, if you put it to him, he's got fur, he's got leather, he's got everything you need, and he can make it instantly.
Nice.
Oh well,
So he can be
It
hot.
can do.
No,
it can make
I
you
said
think you're
he
seeing
this
all
whole
those
time.
things.
It's a she, definitely.
What, the thing?
The thing is definitely a she.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the mother.
Oh, I'd also like to
Birther.
posit maybe another version of this fight where maybe since they're both shapeshifters, they don't know who they're fighting.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
that.
well, I was gonna say it could come down to the thing comes and replicates all the kids, and they still just fight it, and it's the same.
Yeah.
Oh, do you think that... Okay, what's going to happen first? Is the thing going to assimilate it, or is it going to turn into shapeshift into a thing?
Well,
Can they fight each other that way? And if...
Just back and forth, constant back and forth.
That's what I'm saying. It can just go forever. Because
kinda-
when it turns into shapeshifts into a thing, can he then assimilate people?
Whoa.
Well, I kind of want to know what happens if it deadlights the thing and then puts him up in his floaty, grouping of people.
the
What's he look
27
like
thing-
when he's
Oh,
up
can
there?
he be hypnotized? Is that what you're...
The
Is
2017
it hypnosis?
movie really took the you'll float down here very
Right.
little.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, sewers, water, they'll float. It's like, no, you'll float in the sky,
Right.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Whereas in the 1990
We gotta prove
version, they're in spider webs.
Yeah.
So,
Spiders
Which
were a lot
isn't
spookier
floating
in the 80s.
at all. Huh.
I don't know. Can you even deadlight a thing that doesn't have eyes or anything?
Yeah, what if
That's
you-
what I'm
What if
wondering.
you go straight spaghetti monster? Just full spaghetti.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because just because the people he assimilates have eyes doesn't mean that the thing has any sort of face. It makes a shit ton of mouths.
yeah, but it
though.
can see.
It makes so many mouths.
The most mouths.
For every one eyeball, there's 3 mouths.
Well, it
At
wasn't-
least in everything.
I wasn't necessarily saying that was our ace in the hole. I was just saying,
No.
I think it'd be funny to see him floating around up there.
Right.
Just pulsating.
I'm
Just
wondering-
whatever the thing is.
Right. Maybe we'd find out at that point.
I want to bring this
Maybe
up
it's
for
a
your
clown.
guys' favor because it's just so funny especially in the 2017 movie. It gets fucking punked by all those kids.
Right.
They whip his ass.
Destroyed.
Just fucking
Right. They don't even have any
basically
weapons,
like
right?
push him over and just start like they're like get him and they just start like kicking him and like hitting him with shit.
Well, no,
And-
that's the thing that's scary for the thing is that an interdimensional being can be so easily destroyed by some dairy kids. Maybe the thing needs to back off and just take a little slow burn to dairy.
they're like
Let the kids
oh my
take
God.
care of it.
He
dude,
sees
heavy
what
lifting.
happens to it, and he's like, "Well, I'll just take one guy this year, maybe another dude next year. Let's
I'm not gonna fuck with that
pump the
losers
brakes
club
on
though.
this."
They
Right.
fucked him up. This is like an omnipotent god type character, and those kids just
And they
fucked
are
his ass.
7 years old.
They
This is
fucking
not
dunked
okay.
on him.
The thing, maybe that is the vision that the thing sees is him getting dunked on.
Yeah, he's just.
I like it.
That's his most.
He lands in dairy, and he's just like, "Oh, what's going on? Oh, no, we're good.
He just
I'll
sees
just be this bunny rabbit for
himself
7 years."
across the street, just getting fucking balled up, just dunked on, just like
Shit beat out of him by some
God.
children.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, these guys are rough.
yeah, loser club, just losers club goes hard.
Yeah, man. I don't know if we're gonna let the Losers Club sort of get in on sort of like a Freddy versus Jason. Whoever win? No, that's not it. That's Alien versus Predator, right? Whoever wins, we lose.
Yeah.
I don't know. You fucking know. In some Hollywood desk, there is a couple of drafts of The Thing versus It.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I scoured the internet for some fucking fan fiction, and the internet let me down.
Seriously?
I looked for The Thing versus It. Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, I
No,
didn't-
'cause
I
as
didn't
soon
go
as
to
I
like the
started
dark
watching
web.
it-
That's probably where it is. It's probably on the dark web.
Well, as soon as I started watching the thing again, I was just like, "Oh, somebody's written this out before."
That's
like
what I
this
thought,
has
man.
to have happened, right?
Yeah.
Jeez, that's
Or maybe they're just like maybe the sequels are going to be things.
holding it back.
It's
Or maybe it was already done and we're just reading a
Fits.
script right now and that's what we're saying.
Guys, look
The
out!
Thing, then
2020 new The Thing v It miniseries
interior,
written by ya boys.
interior, nighttime, library. The Thing gets dunked on.
Library, Antarctica.
So back into it.
Here's the other thing is that sorry. It can totally just make the thing see fire.
Right, that's exactly what I was about to say.
Here's the thing.
that's if Pennywise, if it even knows who the Thing is. That's what you're missing, dog. How does he know who the Thing is? The Thing is a bunch of things. The Thing can assimilate all these things.
The
we
thing
don't-
is the thing. It could be is that a thing?
But like
It's
I
a
said,
thing?
you know, we're not Kurt Russell in Antarctica.
No, I do
fucking
want to say
poking a hot copper wire into
very,
blood.
very clear disadvantage to you guys. It is not Kurt Russell, which
Right.
would have been solved instantly.
They tried to get him. They got Tim Curry
If
instead.
it was Kurt Russell, no problem. No,
That'd be awesome.
no, I would.
He pulls off his Tim Curry clown mask, and it's Russell Crowe at Russell Crowe.
It's Russell
God.
Crowe.
Russell
and then
as a
Crowe
clown.
takes his mask off. and
Kurt Russell.
yeah.
As Snake Plissken. Then he takes off
Okay.
his Snake Plissken mask, and he's it.
Skarsgård?
He's Bill, Peter, and Stellan. That's all this.
I don't know.
Alexander.
There's 400.
Alexander.
Alexander Skarsgård.
There's
too.
4? I thought there was 3.
Dude.
There's 400 of
The
them.
Skarsgårds are
A dynasty.
the thing. There's
They've been assimilated.
they've been simulated.
Excuse me.
The Skarsgårds are the thing.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I understand that where where it's not gonna just like like search all around and fucking find the thing and be like,
Right.
what the fuck? But if the thing is doing his thing.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Yep.
Thing doing the
better.
thing.
Yeah. And somehow, the thing could just be walking down the street and sees Mike in the alley looking at a fucking, a door with hands clawing out of it and then blows open. But it is still around and it can read your thoughts. And like I brought up before, what happens when it reads the thing's thoughts?
Does the
What
thing
are the
think-
thing's thoughts that it could read?
That's what they're saying is the thing may not have the thoughts as we perceive
Right. It
thoughts.
might be just like.
It just
Guys,
has.
we're getting super welcome to the existential
I'm just saying it just has
cast.
goals. It just feed.
Right. I think that's. It could be like single-minded.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
like I
what
said,
they're
like if
saying.
he dives in, is he diving into all of it?
But I
Because
mean,
it is a hive mind. If you read a hive mind's thoughts,
We don't know.
We are.
I
Really
think
too
that it's
deep.
possible though that at some point during the long period of time that we've established that the thing is in Derry before they fight, the thing could encounter fire and be freaked out by it, and he could see that.
But that's the thing. The thing isn't like freaked out by fire. That's just what they use to fucking kill it. It doesn't run
it's like
from fire.
it's like, oh, I'm freaked out by being murdered. It's
right, like
just
its only
what
goal
is used
is
to
to
kill
survive. That's how they figure out. That's why they do the blood test, because Kurt Russell heats the blood up and the blood gets away from the heat.
because the blood doesn't
So
want
it's
to
not
kill.
it's not scared of it. It just is trying to survive. It's not
I
like
don't-
it's not like an internal fear.
Well, I don't know if
That's
you know, Pennywise is also a mad scientist who is capable of everything that Kurt Russell's capable of.
yeah, you didn't see his chemistry set in the corner of the sewer.
Oh no!
Fuck you, because Kurt Russell isn't a scientist. He's a helicopter pilot. Dunked on Butler. That's his greatest fear.
Getting dunked on.
I didn't say that he
being
was a
dunked on by a
scientist. I
helicopter
said Pennywise was capable of what he was capable of doing.
Piloting helicopters.
Right.
Okay.
All right, real talk about the thing. Who do you think was the thing at the end of the thing?
Neither.
Yeah, Zach's saying neither.
Pennywise?
No. Here's the thing about neither. It's the thing is still like recoverable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Keith David nor Kurt Russell.
That was Keith David.
Yeah, dude.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's
I just
Keith
watched
David
clips
is a-
last
is
night.
a-
I was like, that guy looks familiar.
Keith David is a John Carpenter like fave.
Good.
It was what?
Keith
They
David
Live,
is a
right?
Joey Potter fave.
Right.
Oh, yeah, he's fantastic. No, I don't think either of them are. I think they both die as humans.
They just burn each
Well, I mean,
No, I think they
freeze.
just die from freezing to death.
They freeze and drink whiskey together.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Which
What a way to
sounds
go
like
out
pretty,
with Keith
yeah,
David.
Yeah, it sounds pretty rad.
Yeah,
honestly.
that's
Ass
what I'll
to
go
ass.
with too. They go out ass to ass.
Yeah, they go ass to ass.
farting on each other.
Well, that's
One of
the
us
only
is
way
gonna be
they
the
could
thing
keep each
pretty
other
soon.
warm.
Oh, can we? steer away from the fart jokes on the next episode, please?
You brought it back up.
All farts all
I was
the time.
making a Keith David
Welcome
reference,
to
and you brought farts
Fartcast.
into it.
I know. It was a note to myself also. All right. Well, this has been very confusing.
Oh yeah,
Not
very
only with the
vague.
terminology, but sort of their inherent powers and how they're gonna actually we haven't gotten to like a duel. Can they physically duel? Can like Pennywise actually like fight anything? It seems like not, because he gets dunked on by a bunch of children.
Because they don't believe in him anymore.
But
or
he
something.
can.
That's what I'm
he can
saying.
manifest himself into different things. Is the only thing.
He's got them spooky teeth too.
So, the thing has more teeth,
Right,
I'd say.
that's true.
Literally infinite. He could just be a giant tooth
He could just be one
if he
big
wanted
old,
to.
big old tooth.
But it could be all the teeth.
So they both can be all the
So
teeth.
it's a
Fucking
teeth
cool.
off.
Yeah, we're back to...
Who can make more teeth?
I'm just no. What I'm saying is that the thing is not exactly a shapeshifter. He assimilates things and takes on its like forms.
Right, there is a difference there.
And
like
then
Pennywise just like
Pennywise-
changes his shape. The thing fucking, takes
Feels the
Collects
shape.
and can become anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's also a slower process too.
Yes.
That's what they say. You got to be alone
It
with
is instantaneous.
Right. So that is the sort of maybe advantage
The
that.
rub.
But I'm still saying that I think that the thing is like a mindless, like one goal creature, and I think that Pennywise would have a real problem trying to like figure out its fear.
Death. If its one goal is to survive,
Right, but how do
then
you like
a lot of ways.
so the thing is just gonna see itself dying in various ways?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just gonna see a
So
graveyard.
what if the okay? So
It's just a gravestone that says
the thing?
Duh.
And
Fade
then
to
the
black.
thing's just crippled, you know?
well, what if another thing is watching that thing
Whoa.
that it is projecting the mind thing onto the thing, and it's
Zach's starting to rip his hair out right now.
oh god,
His mom.
help me! Oh.
His
All right,
clown hair.
Before we all go
He's still dressed
insane, let's take a quick break and fucking figure this out. We'll be right back. Stick around. All right, guys, here we are. We're back. I've tested all your blood, and none of you are a thing. Zach, you're still dressed as a horrifying clown, and I wish you weren't.
Like, look, it's I made a poor wardrobe choice before the show tonight.
You did think it'd be
and
really funny, but when you
Like-
showed up, I knocked you out and tied you up, so I don't know how great that was.
It's my
It
understanding.
was a
that-
goof.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't work.
Oh, see, I thought that he was just wearing that anyway and didn't realize he
No,
was on the way to the podcast.
you were right. I did wear this to work today.
Right.
I don't know. I just woke up and I was really feeling it in me
Right.
to be a clown. I hate clowns, but sometimes you gotta inhabit what you hate.
Yeah, it's immersion therapy, so... All right, I've untied all you guys, so here we are. We're just safe and we're relaxing during our podcast. Let's get into the end of this fight.
Yeah.
What we need to come down to, it needs to boil down to, like all very real tournament fights, is the brawl. Except in this brawl, unfortunately, it's just two. I'm imagining two just masses wiggling next to each other, kind of having like a homunculus fight.
like a scare off almost.
Yeah. Basically, it's like a break dancing of horror tropes.
Right, it's the
what I
it's the
would
most
assume.
gross. They're both transformed into their like nasty monster selves, and they're wiggling next to each other, and there's dead lights going off.
It's like a rave.
Right.
He's trying to
Okay,
blast
so
him.
basically, we're in a rave.
Yeah, he's trying to blast him with the deadlights. It's not working. The thing is coming after him, tentacles
Yeah.
everywhere.
So many hands, so many teeth.
Yeah,
so many
it's
heads.
Tentacles.
You can't-
Tentacles.
At this point, you can't even tell who's who,
Yeah.
right? So I'm imagining they're doing this fight in Maine. They're clashing. Who comes down? It's the Losers Club. They're like, we're gonna take out this motherfucking clown like they do in the movie. They're ready to shit on this guy.
Yeah.
Oh no!
And so I'm imagining they're coming down to the sewer, like ready, hyped, and then they get in this room with this big homunculus horror
they're
flesh match.
These two are just trying to scare each other. Like they don't.
Yeah, it's some bubbling blob of tentacles and teeth and
and they're like,
and claws versus the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so they're
horrifying.
So they're like, what do we do? Well, I guess we need to bond if we're going to take down...
AKA, we're going to do the Stephen King bonding orgy.
Yeah, so
Classic.
But I think in this one, all the kids are fucking each other.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we need to keep it even. And
Keep it
Yeah,
fair.
you know?
Yeah, it's fair. So everyone's...
It's fucking 2018.
It's 2018, so they're all fucking each other.
Yeah.
Like, let's do this. So now there's two horrifying masses happening.
Yeah, there's just...
Right.
Oh, no.
Don't imagine this.
Yeah, sorry. It's just how it has to go.
Yeah.
Right.
We found it. It's where this fight goes. They're fucking... Those are both
Which
piles.
one was that?
Those are both piles.
Oh. All right.
And then all of a sudden, there's a record scratch. And fucking it and the Thing look over and see this, like, adolescent, underage
Right.
Stephen
Pile.
King.
Stephen King
It's Stephen
pile
King's fault.
of
Let's just say
jiggling
that.
flesh. Of just... we can't even get into
Okay,
it.
so record
Let's
scratch, freeze frame. You're probably wondering how I got myself into this mess. That's me, the Thing. It turns out
Hey, I'm the Thing. You'd never know.
I started this journey just trying to survive. Now there's kids fucking in front of me. So
We
I
got
think
this dude next to me handing me Heroes seasons 2 through 4. I don't even know what that means.
most hor-
I was a kid in high school once.
I think that I think we found it. I think that the Thing's most feared thing in the universe is Heroes seasons like 3 and 4.
Oh, I thought it was the
Oh, I was going to
kids
say
fucking.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
sexual
sorry.
awkwardness.
You're right.
but
It's
yeah,
kids
yeah.
fucking.
'Cause
Well, you
that's-
know what? That's Heroes 2 and 4, so.
But you do have to draw a line somewhere, and that line is Heroes seasons 2 through 4.
Right.
And maybe, kids fucking.
How many more times do you think we should say that?
I
think we'll stop.
We're good.
We know it's happening already.
It's over.
Right.
So I think the Thing is going to bounce. I think he's like, nah, I'm not playing this game.
He's like, look, you do you. This is 1986. Cool. I'm not about this. And he gets on his spaceship and he leaves.
Right, he just like sucks himself back into like a dog form.
He's living.
Yeah.
He's living 2018 life.
Yeah.
In 1986. You know who ain't? Pennywise.
Right. I'm sort of imagining a dog flying a spaceship right now.
Well, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
It's a natural form.
All right, guys. Then, the kids are like, "All right, that fucking whatever that was is gone. Let's fucking shit on this clown." They're done. They've bonded. They're like, "We're strong now."
Let's
strong
fucking
now.
dunk on this fool.
Yeah, let's dunk on him. They dunk. They do the dunking.
Yep.
Pennywise is like, "Oh shit, you guys are even worse than that big scary teeth mass."
Right.
He's gone. Then like, we did it, guys. And they look over, and I don't know. Ben is just a face full of teeth. What? Oh shit! You thought the Thing left, and that's the fucking
He's
point.
part of it.
Yeah.
He's always part of it.
Ben's been assimilated. He's just a face full of teeth. Then they gotta dunk on this dude as well.
They got a lot of Dunkin' to do.
Yeah, man.
This is Dunkin' Dairy.
Yeah, then I think we're doing... So I've sort of created a scenario of the Thing Jr. Because it's kids.
AKA, it's just the thing.
Is that gonna air on Nick
kids.
Jr.?
It's kind of like mini, or like the Muppets.
Yeah, it's like Muppet Junior.
with
But
the
What
thing.
Muppet Babies? You fucking moron!
Damn, that was harsh.
I'm sorry.
It was, yeah.
Don't-
I mean, you deserved it, Zach, but it was
Yeah.
still harsh.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna leave. I'm opening up the door and closing it now.
Cool. Oh, okay, hold on. Oh, he's getting up.
There he goes.
All
Let's all stomp. Yep.
All right,
Zach's gone.
Wait a minute, guys.
That was some classic Foley work. I understand that you don't understand that.
You understand
but
that they don't understand. Guys, we're losing the plot here. I think
Right.
what happens is, okay, so they look over. Ben is a face full of teeth and tentacles. And they're like, oh, shit. Then they look the opposite direction. And, I don't know, Beverly's a clown now. So now we're just back. It's Pennywise. And this just keeps happening forever. Until Kurt Russell comes in.
Oh man,
He's like, where's that fucking thing?
he's got his flamethrower. He's got his bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
And you know what else he's got?
an eye patch.
Cowboy hat.
Cowboy.
Right. Then he sits on the ground with Mike, and they just are like, let's just wait and see what happens.
End of story.
All right,
Closing scene.
we did it. Fade out. God, this was. I don't know if you guys could tell who were listening. This was a hard one.
This was a podcast.
We did do a podcast, didn't we?
Podcast achieved.
It is recorded.
Yeah, you guys will listen to it and be like, what the fuck just happened? But I challenge you to come up with an ending for this.
We spent so much time.
And tell us in the comments.
Someone just writes like a 4-page comment on it.
Please, no, do it, and then we'll read it.
Yeah, I want
Please, I want a happy ending to this.
to read a fucking It versus Thing fan fiction finally.
Let's
Right.
get this going.
He looked.
Come on. We got producers on file. This will be easy.
Right. So, that's been a podcast, a Very Real Tournament podcast. We did it again. Here we are doing it again.
At this point, I don't even know who the fuck won.
I'm
But let's not talk about it. We already discussed it for almost an hour.
I think both of those movies end vaguely. So shall this podcast. I do declare. I declare it. So, if you want to hear more confusing endings to fights, find another podcast, because this is the only confusing ending we're doing. Yeah, fuck that. But if you want to hear more regular fight podcasts, that's not our podcast either. We do very real fights here. And if you'd like to hear more of these episodes, you can obviously, by now you know, check us out at our website, vrtcast.com. Follow us on Twitter, Insta, FB, all that good stuff. Guys, I'm so confused. I still don't know if any of you guys are its or things, so I want to leave and not be around you anymore. So let's get out of here. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Yeah, I agree.
Please. All right.
I'm terrified.
Yeah, I'm Kurt Russell.
I'm Keith David.
I am Tim Curry.
I'm Henry.
And it hasn't just been real, guys. It's been really fucking confusing.